And I took a little bit of it as a treat to reward myself for being a good democracy. That's a good capitalist society. You get a piece of Vietnam as a reward. Hello everybody, my name is YujimboXD and welcome back to the channel. And as you may have guessed, we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, this time with the Cold War mod. So I figured we could take a break from our orcs and Jedis and bring it back to the cold sobering reality of ideological warfare and nuclear annihilation. And all that good stuff. So it's another one of those very popular mods off the Steam Workshop, and I figured we hadn't looked at a modern setting mod in a minute, so this one looked interesting. It looked really well fleshed out, so I figured we'd come and take a look at it today. Yes, but as you can see, this is a Cold War mod that actually has 3 different time settings, so this entire mod is meant to be set over about a 30-year time period, it would seem. So this starts right after World War II, and hopefully we get to see the things like the rise and spread of communism and the big red scare and, you know, all the fun flavors of the Cold War. And it also gives me an excuse to play as my favorite country, America. As you can see, there's a few other options to pick from, but I'm going to assume the Soviet and the US trees are the most fleshed out here. As usual, I haven't tried this out too much before, so I'm not really too sure what to expect, but I figured we've been playing a lot of Russia lately, so I figured we'd give the old US of A try again. And we'll do this with just historical AI focus on. Alright, so here we are in America, back-to-back World War champions, and we're in an especially good spot because this is just after the war and we were spared the bombing campaigns of Europe, so we should have a strong industrial base and our army should be pretty beefy at this time. We haven't fully demilitarized yet, and with the threat of communism on the rise, I don't think we shall. So first, let's look at the changes they made to the UI. This is giving me some Millennium Dawn flashbacks. We have a money-based system, so I'm sure we'll get into that and I'll have to figure out how that all works. And we have a cheeseburger-based economy as well. Once again, get America to everyone else. And we have a space race counter, so I guess we'll have to do some space stuff too. And we also have a few new buttons to play with. So we have our weapons of mass destruction screen. Not sure what a lot of this does, so I'm sure that bodes well. But I'm trying to figure this out when the ICBMs are coming in, which one of these buttons retaliates and fires the whole arsenal. We also have a UN button, so I guess we'll be able to vote on some things. All right, so let's look at this focus tree. So presumably this is supposed to last us 30 years, so we'll see how long it actually takes to get through it. This potentially could be the longest mod we've played in terms of how many years it takes. But it looks like as America, we have some options to do some other meddling in the spheres. We have our budget control down here on our government screen, and it looks like they've customized every bit of the technology trees. It's the first mod I've seen use actual pictures of what you're building, so that's fun. Wow, we can even weaponize Ebola. It's gonna be one of those kind of mods. Oh look, we even have Dark Side of the Moon as a research option. I didn't know which tech I wanted to go with first, so I just went with some good old classic guns and some magnets. Wow, they even have like civ rules where depending on where you build your development buildings, it changes how much the bonus is. Gotta build on those floodplains. Need that population bonus. They've even changed the market system, so you have to actually buy goods on the open market. Well, Japan seems to be giving away free light metals, so thanks Japan. I'll take your entire supply. And we have a ton of decisions we can go through. I don't think I've ever seen this many at the start of any game. Wow, we have a lot of civilian factories though. Enough that I could do this. Upgrade the entire infrastructure of the US all in one go. I am having to trade for the entire world's supply of metals though, it seems. They have tweaked the spy agency. I guess that makes sense. So I guess we should focus pretty heavily on that, I suppose. And we can appoint some justices, and I want to go full paranoia build, so we're gonna get the conservatives in. We want to hunt down some commies. That's right, little Timmy, I'd rather see you get ended by nuclear annihilation than you become a commie. We're doing it to protect you. Apparently it can help support Ukraine insurgents. I get to mess with Russia? Let's do that. I didn't think we get to mess with Russia this early, but I'll take it. I just realized I have a million infantry division templates. I appreciate the commitment to realism, but I don't know what all this means, and it would take me a while to figure it all out. And all these templates are just slight variations on each other. Is that really necessary? Douglas MacArthur Gaijin Shogun? What? When the hell was he ever called that? Is that a thing? Hang on, Google that. Huh. Apparently it was a thing. So I guess MacArthur was a bit of a weeb after all. Alright, we'll put him in charge of the armed forces then. And because we have historical law, the Republic of China is getting completely shellacked by the PLA. Can I get involved in this somehow? I do have a focus over here, so let's see. Perhaps if I bring the issue up to the UN, surely they'll do something about it. And the Soviets said no to any kind of intervention. Shocking. What if we try it anyways? So we started rumors that we might get involved. Hang on guys, we need to have another subcommittee meeting to see if we need to have another meeting if we get involved. And we can actually see our economic screen. We're actually doing pretty good right now. Once again, I am asking for the UN support in China. Won't someone please think of the Chinese? Please save China from China. If we can't get involved, we'll just have to use our words. Stop it. Stop being communists. I would have liked to get involved in other China, but best I can do is thoughts and prayers. Well, if we can't stop China from getting clobbered, maybe we get involved in Vietnam early. France sure looks like they could use a hand over here. Look at Ike. He's ready to go. He's ready to do Vietnam early. Let's see if we help France hold on to Vietnam, if that means we won't have to deal with them later. Best way to get a commie is to get him early. As you know, he isn't waking up early to do any work. Let the troops flood in here for a little bit, and let's see what happens when we try and push. We've taken no casualties, but we haven't gained any ground either. I'm not really sure what exactly is going on over here. Why is Hawaii having resistance to occupation? That's weird. Maybe if we prepare a collaboration government, this will make things easier? I've still only taken 18 casualties. Korean War just broke out. Better take care of this so I can go help with that. Though I do have a reserve army, so not all is lost. They left their lines open here a little bit. Well, I canceled my focus and I'm going to try and get involved in Korea, but Seoul has already fallen, so I don't know if I can get this in on time because it's already looking bleak for them. And it looks like I have to complete a few focuses before I can get directly involved. Oh, there we go. Just had to take their capital, which took forever, and that is the North Vietnamese down. Will I be able to get any of this? I feel like I deserve some of it. You wouldn't have gotten it without my help. Can I have this piece of Vietnam? All right, there we go. And that is the war for North Vietnam over, and I took a little bit of it as a treat to reward myself for being a good democracy. That's a good capitalist society. You get a piece of Vietnam as a reward. All right, now let's see what we can do about the Korean front, which is not going well for them. And let's get all of our spies in there. Oh, I'm the US and I'm out of oil. How does that happen? Oh, there we go. In Vietnam, fully reunited. Oh, and they took that piece off me that I had. I didn't agree to that. South Koreans are managing to hold on. I'm pumping them full of economic and military aid, and I won't be able to do anything else till January 1st. We appear to be running a massive debt now. So do I lower the military spending, I guess? Helped a little. And now it's time to found the CIA, where constitutional rights end in a question mark. And I'm going to try and prepare a collaboration government in North Korea. Will that make things messier? Who knows? Ruski's got the nukes. They got it by copying our homework. Yeah, maybe South Korea will be able to hold this together on their own. Still like to get involved though. And I think while we're waiting around to get involved in Korea, we can invite some new members into NATO. They tried to shoot my president. All I did was start a few wars. Oh, it was the Puerto Ricans who did it. But guys, you can't be a state. We just want you as a cool vacation spot. There we go. Got West Germany and NATO as well. And last but not least, Greece. Although I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't actually show up as a faction. And there we go. There we got Greece to our maybe NATO faction. I'm not entirely sure if it actually exists. It's not on the map, doesn't exist to me. Well, we're finally clawing our way out of debt. I didn't have to completely defund the military to do it, yet. No surrender. Time to push them off the continent. We already let one big commie nation slide. We're not gonna let any more of Asia slip into the Red Menace's grasp. Not if Ike has anything to say about it. Oh, wait, never mind. They just won the war without me even getting involved. Good job, South Korea. Another win for democracy. Aw, means we can't get involved. Sad bald eagle noises. Well, if I can't have anything in Southeast Asia, then neither can the French. No one's allowed to have fun. Well, that wraps up the 2 future wars that we'd have to worry about. So what other mischief can we get up to as America? Because it will be a few more decades before any historical wars would have taken place. So what if we started messing with the communists in other ways? Oh, and France said no to decolonizing. I see how it is. You helped them out in one war, now they think they deserve everything. Typical French. Well, if we can't do a few wars, then at least we can do our other favorite pastime, mind experiments. And I think we'll just try to casually overthrow Albania. What if we bring back an old familiar face instead to lead Albania? See how that would go. While waiting to see what happens with that, why don't we take on this interesting project. The name alone caught my attention, just basically making sure Egypt doesn't fall to communism. Truman and McCarthy are still arguing over about whether or not to nuke China. Guys, why are we still discussing this? War's been over for over a year now. Now we can meddle in Syria. This is what happens when you don't give America a war. You start meddling. What if we just lied about it a little bit? Surely America wouldn't lie just to get other people to join them in a war. Well, really, Syria, I just wanted to bully you because I needed something to do. So, nothing personal, kid. I am hoping Turkey does most of the heavy lifting, and so will Iraq. Oh, they may even do all the work for me before I even get over there. Why is MacArthur still advocating wider war in Korea? Stop it, it's over. The new hotness is Syria now. Sure, Turkey, we'll give you more aid since you're doing a lot of the work right now. And there we go, Syria is pacified. We took them down because they might have become communist, and we just can't take that chance. Is that George Takei? What the hell's he doing here, leading Japan? Again, I think somebody needs to check MacArthur. I think he's delusional. He's still ordering offensives in Korea. Well, I think it's time for us to get rid of the old Shogun. He's clearly gone mad, so I'm going to just let him retire with dignity before he decides to nuke North Korea for no reason. People are still mad about it anyways. Well, let them. Bunch of bloodthirsty maniacs. Look at the look on his face. Oh man, I really wanted to do a war in Korea. There we go, we had a successful revolution in Egypt. You're welcome for your new democracy. Oh, well, you're welcome for your new government. Here, I'll even send you a bunch of guns to celebrate. Well, the new presidential election is here, and I don't recognize any of these other names, so I guess we'll just stick with Truman. He's gotten us this far. He's met the mustachioed maestro himself, so I think he knows a thing or two about dealing with the commies. Yep, and our coup in Albania failed. Oh well, can't get them all. Actually, at the last minute, we have a choice to go with Eisenhower. I think we're gonna go with him instead because Truman has some pretty bad debuffs. Sorry, guess we're just gonna have to go with Ike instead. Who could say no to a face like that? Oh, I see it. That then refreshed the political focus tree and gave us a new one. So that's very interesting. That's a cool feature. I like that. But just goes to show you this is a much longer mod. But I think there's one last thing we have to do for the night before we sign off, and that's send something into space, as is tradition around here these days. Hey, didn't know they were even looking to join, but welcome. No, the world lost an angel today. See you in hell, you commie scum. Well, he may be gone, but this one was for you, Papa Stalin. We made it to space. The one place capitalism can't get you. But yes, that is the Cold War mod. As you can see, it is a long mod that is meant to be played over several decades, but yes, I had a lot of fun with this mod. It was nice looking at another modern mod, and I love all these little touches and features they added to it. There were some weirdness like with the Korean War, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. If you want to see more of this mod, then let me know down in the comments below and we'll take a look at it. All right, we'll see you guys next time, and remember, better red than dead.